We'll find out what do you guys want to learn. What's your plans? Is it get home? Are you planning on bugging out, going somewhere? What's the general?
You might have to tell them the difference.
Both.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't know the difference until like a week ago.
yeah. If you're trying to get home, you're not going to need near as much.
Right.
You know, you're going to carry it in your car for the most part, and you know it's something that's easy to get on and go.
Mm-hmm.
If you're bugging out, unless you've already got stuff stored where you're going, and it's safe, you're gonna have to carry it all with you. So I mean, it's a big difference in the amount of weight you're gonna be carrying. So that's kind of where your, things you gotta weigh. What do you want to do? Because if you ain't carrying a pack every day and training every day, you're not going to want to throw 40 pounds of gear on your back or 50 pounds or, and try to carry that 30, 40 miles. A get home bag, you can keep it pretty light. I mean, like if you're traveling with kids, they need to have their own little bag. You don't want to be trying to carry everything yourself. Let them carry their water. You got clothes for them to wear. Let them carry that. Let them carry some food. Let them carry some of that stuff too, so you're not having to carry it all. That's getting home. And depending on what's going on, are you carrying firearms with you? So you're going to have to carry, figure out whether you're keeping that secure in your vehicle. If you're putting it in and out every day, what's your idea on that? But what's everybody wanting to? I mean,
So I'm interested in just like the bug out. Like, for example, if we needed to just leave our house because things were getting bad in our neighborhood, like what we would need and where we'd go and kind of like stuff like that.
Well, I mean, in that case, do you have a plan on where you're going to go? Where you're planning on bugging out?
That's something now we need to decide.
Right.
Me and my wife.
Right. I mean, are you going to go to a parent's house? And where do you live? I mean, I think I heard Colorado, or you just moved back.
We live here in Union.
Oh, you live in Union. Okay. Where you're planning on going? How far away is it? Are you going to be able to drive there? If not, you're going to have to carry your food and water and all with you. So, I mean, the 2 bags I got here, the small one there, I mean, you can get everything. I can get everything I need in that for 3 or 4 days. In that. This one here, I can live a week or 2 out of that. Now, I mean, I don't have everything in there. I mean, but this thing here, probably right now, weighs 35 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's, grab a hold of it and lift it. It's, I mean, I don't even have my tint on that right this minute. I've got it out.
So you can try it on for me.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to be able to throw that on your back and go? I mean, because you're going to add clothes to this. I don't have clothing in there. I'll just pull out. All this is right here. The only thing in this, and I'll tell you where I got all of it as we go.
Ben, is this your bug out bag or your get home bag?
This I would consider a bug out. I mean, I could use it for either one, depending on where I'm going. This $5 kit at Walmart, but it's stainless steel.
Used to have one of those in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I mean, but you want stainless steel. You don't want to buy the ones like they had in the Boy Scouts. Those were aluminum.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I've also added to that. I mean, I got this here in Sullivan. I mean, this is a little alcohol stove, and I'll light it here after a while and show you. I made this. It took me maybe an hour to make this. It's out of the Arizona tea cans, the big ones, tall ones.
Yep.
It's got a piece of that pipe wrap insulation in it. to keep it from spilling out anything once you fill it up. It's called a penny can. And the reason they call it that is because you've got to carry a penny with you. Once you fill it up and you've got your fluid in there, you throw it and it's lit. Throw that penny over there, and it forces the gas out. There's holes drilled around the outside edge of that. And I'll light it up and show everybody here after a while.
Why
yeah.
do we want stainless steel versus aluminum?
Well, aluminum gives off a toxic. It's not healthy. I mean, you can get sick out of eating out of aluminum. I mean, but at least that's what they say. Stainless steel is easier to clean. This is another, just a little boiler. Drop the lid. There's another little different stove that I made. Works a little better.
So if we look up penny can,
Penny stove.
penny stove, will
Yeah.
we be able to find directions?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I can show everybody. I mean, those take. You got to have a push pin that you use to push in the drywall or whatever. A block of wood, and that's all you got to have. A pair of scissors, and you know, just to know how to do it. I mean, it takes you maybe 30 minutes to do it.
Nice.
This here was $15 at Walmart. Comes with 2 coffee cups. It's just, you know, I can stick all kinds of food down in there or whatever. But what I like about it is it's great for making ramen noodles in. You know, you don't have to carry all this stuff in there. And then there's, you know, it nests real nice inside the, I think this is like a $7, $8 cup at Walmart. You know. And this little, I don't even know what this goes to. I found it, it's a stainless steel mini bowl. Found it at a flea market for 50 cents. And perfect.
Wow.
Just an extra little bowl. Doesn't take up any more space. I mean, yeah. Now this will go back to, this is a copper kettle. You can find these at a lot of flea markets, but I do historical reenacting.
Oh yeah.
And this is period correct. I mean, I cook in it, I boil water for tea, whatever out of this. And you can pack a lot of stuff in this. There's enough oatmeal for a couple of meals. A couple packages of ramen noodles I carry in there. I carry tea, I drink hot tea. Carry a little. This, if you can crochet, this is just out of jute.
What's
And
jute?
It's just twine.
Twine?
Yeah, and in a pinch, I can use it to make fire. I'll just unravel it and use it as cordage to make fire. Then I just keep a little rag in there for cleaning things up, but it makes it easier for cleaning your pots and stuff out. But you know, me, I get by with eating one meal a day, so this would be, you know, a couple of days worth of food for me, just in this.
I guess anybody could get by on one meal a day for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for, you know, a long time. I very seldom ever eat breakfast, very seldom ever eat lunch. I'll eat one meal a day. But that's all I carry in that little pouch. And then that's, I think you can buy these at the Army surplus store. They're, I don't know, under $10. So you want to carry a rain jacket, something to protect you from the rain. Oh, see, there's some more food there. Just tuna fish. I had this pack. We were going to be doing a training thing with another group, and this was for an overnight weekend thing. Let's see where else we got in here. Waterproof benches, and they're windproof. Buy them at Walmart. They're like $6 for a package of those. they're priceless. And I got some regular, just, you know, stick matches there too. That's just some tape that can go with the, don't have my first aid kit on here, I've got them both on that bag over there, but that actually goes in there.
Is that waterproof tape?
Yeah.
You probably said
Waterproof
that on
tape,
this.
yeah. And that, you know, you can stick anything in these pouches. I mean, by no means am I telling you this is the way it's, you've gotta have it, but, let's see, where's that? And you don't have to carry all this stuff either. I mean, this was a sweet little find, and I just happen to have it in here. That is a titanium, cup with a lid. Pawn shop, $5. I mean, somebody pawned it and I just happened to know what it was and picked it up.
So I have a question. If you build a fire, all of these
Yeah, all this stuff you can throw right
they'll
on the
just
fire.
go right in the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell this one's been in the fire
Yeah.
once or twice. And, probably more than that. That's just the plastic metal in there. Let's see what else we got. I've had those in there for a week or so. And there's dried raisins, dried cherries, almonds, and then some cashews and peanuts and stuff in there. But, let's see. This, not everybody's gonna want to carry these easily. Just some, I use them for windshields for when I'm making a fire out on the ground, just to kind of help with that. I mean, honestly, if you're bugging out, unless you're planning on spending a few days out in it, you probably wouldn't want those. Water. This one, I don't have the, they make those, well, they make them from 1 to 3 liter bladders that you can put in backpacks. Put one in. I mean, it's great for carrying your water. If you're carrying canteens, use your canteens to refill your, especially if you're trying to be quiet. When you water starts getting down in your canteens, it starts sloshing around. You'd be surprised how far that can be heard. So use your canteens to refill your bladder. That way, because an empty canteen don't make any noise, but a half full one does. So just something to keep in mind there. Let's see. This pack here was actually, I got another water bottle in here. And something I don't have in here that I should have, I've got it, is water filtration. I've got one of those live straws. I don't know, they're not very expensive. You can pick them up and they'll come with a couple of filters in it and everything. But if you're using it for a bug out bag when everything goes to heck, they'll be fine when you get there. You know, when you need it, they'll have it. No, that's another one of those. Things like that. That's pretty much all I got in this. But this pack here, I think I gave $45 for it at Walmart. Another neat little thing to it is this back section. It's got a little bit of a pad right here, but you can put it's got a spot for you to put your water bladder, your bladder in there. But you can actually get like a handgun or something hidden down in there if you needed to. Nobody's gonna see.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
My husband and I were discussing. We were discussing what we would do if we had to bug out to my parents. So my parents live in St. James.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that we should be fully armed and visibly armed, armed to the teeth, don't mess with us, armed. And my husband was saying, no, because then people will want to steal your arms, so hide your
Right.
arms and keep them. So I was wondering if you had any idea what is a better way to go about that.
Yeah, settle an argument.
Yeah, settle an
Right, well,
argument.
put me right in the middle of it.
No, it don't
1
matter.
minute.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
No,
Either
I
one
know.
of us can take it. It's fine.
Yeah. If you've got a way to keep them concealed but on you, I
Concealed.
wouldn't want people to know that I've got it.
Okay.
But I'd want it handy if I needed it.
Yeah.
You know, like if, well, one of the videos here he shows on how to set up a truck
Mhm.
for a bug out or, well, get home type thing, whatever, whichever, I don't remember how he phrases it. But he shows what to put in there, or some of the stuff that needs to go in there. And water's one of them. I don't know. Myself, I would have it,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't
You'd
let
hide
people.
it.
I wouldn't. I'd carry my pistol on my side. I open carry that. So, I mean, I'd have that out. But like if I was carrying an AR or something like that, a rifle, I'd keep it in a soft case that I can, because I've actually got a case that's a backpack that I can carry 2 of my ARs in, all the ammunition I need, and actually a couple of handguns in there. So, and it's a backpack that I can just flip on over the top of one of these. So,
You have to break them down.
no, they are ready to go. I didn't bring that with me, and I debated on that, but I picked it up at Dicky Bub's. It was almost $65, I think that's what it was, and it was a what is that? Fox
Tactical.
Yeah, Fox type.
I guess that's my bug out bag. The beginning of it, that's what
Right.
I use it for a bag.
Yeah, and they make it's a backpack. It's 30-inch for like your ARs. They'll fold down to that and fit right in there perfectly. That's what I use. This one here, I don't know if that's the same or not.
No, it's quite
a little
less, I
lighter.
think.
That one's got more stuff in it. I mean, I've got 2 first aid kits with tourniquets in them, which I think you should have. I mean, everybody needs those. These are chargers. I carry a little bit of. This could go either way. This would probably be with what's in here, it'd be bug out too. That's just a smaller version of the paracord. I mean, it's real fine, but you can use it for trout line, snares, whatever. These are yo-yo fishing lines. You tie them into a tree, throw your bait out there in the creek or whatever, and once it's out, I'll just demonstrate it real quick, it's easier. This side you tie up in the tree. That's what the other cord's for. You pull this out, and there. All right, that's dangling off in the water.
Nice.
Never seen
You can buy these in like 6 packs off Amazon for $10.
What's it called?
It's a
Yo-yo?
I think it's a yo-yo fishing.
Okay.
Is what I think is what it's called. But yeah, I mean, it's simple. I mean, it works. I don't know if it's strong enough for to use as a snare, but for fishing, it'd work great. Here's some more utensils for cooking or eating. This is hand sanitizer, but it's high in alcohol. You can put that on a cotton ball to help for starting fires. Vaseline works really well for that. If you take cotton balls and just saturate them in Vaseline, stick them in a medicine bottle, seal it, throw it in a bag. I mean, those catch a spark really quick. But there's a lot of uses for that. This is 99 cents oh, what's the big pharmacy chain?
Walgreens?
Walgreens, that's the word. This, I picked up, I can't even read without glasses, but, it's called microcord. I gave $2.99 for, it's 125 feet. I picked it up off down there at Greens, off in Greenville, off 67. It's probably maybe a little far for you to go, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or any place, yeah.
What would you use that for?
Huh?
What would
I'd
you
use,
use microline for?
you can use this for fishing line, you can use it for snares, you can use it for securing, you know, if you're setting up a tent or something, you just need some cord for whatever. I mean, repairing bags, whatever. And I don't have it in here, and I should have, but one of those self-stitching stitching awls. You should carry one of those too. Let's see, I don't got this. Oh, alcohol pads. I mean, those are handy to carry around. Just for cleaning your hands or whatever. If you got a wound, you need to clean them. Like I said, this was set up for that a camp thing we were gonna do.
If you have a wound that you needed to clean, would alcohol pads be your first choice, or would you carry something else?
They wouldn't be my first choice for cleaning it. I'd use water to clean it out with first,
Okay.
and then you might use it around the outside edges of the wound.
Okay.
Alcohol's gonna sting when you put it in it,
Right.
but yeah,
But you would carry the pads and not like a bottle of alcohol on you.
you can carry small bottles of alcohol. These are like 89 cents at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
This is actually denatured alcohol, which is what you'd use in those stoves. You know, and you can buy a half gallon of this at Walmart for $7.
Nice.
It'll last forever. You can use it for cleaning your paintbrushes or whatever, but it's good to have around. Back to this. These are mixed dried vegetables. I love these things. And there's actually a place over in Salem, Missouri. I ordered these from another company just because I needed them shipped to me. That sells this stuff in bulk. You can buy this stuff. I used to go to Doolittle down there. There used to be a big flea market down there across from the Army surplus store. But as long as these stay dry, these are going to last forever. And a handful of these with a package of ramen noodles, I mean, that's great. I mean, if you got some chicken, can of chicken or something to throw in there, I mean, that's something I eat all the time. I'm single out.
What's the name of the place in Salem?
I'm sorry?
What's the name of the place in Salem? I'm asking you all the hard questions, Ben.
Yeah, and I can tell you where I got these at. Turkey Foot Trading is where I got
Okay.
these, and they're online.
Oh, okay, that's good
Yeah,
enough. That's good enough.
I will get Amy that name for that place for buying the bulk stuff. Just because you can buy salt, you can buy pepper, any kind of seasoning you can think of. They sell it in bulk, and it's well worth the money. This is something else that Turkey Foot Trading sells. This is ham and bean soup mix. As long as you keep it dry, it's gonna stay. You can take smoked cured ham, and that'll stay forever. They may turn green around the edges of it, but that's normal. I mean, back in the 1800s and stuff, that's the way they used to do it. And when it turned green around there, they knew it was cured. And then you just slice that green off, feed it to the dog or whatever, but the rest of it's fine. And you can mix that in with beans. This is bacon and split pea soup.
So that's what green eggs and ham is all about?
Yeah. But these are just things I carry. I got a package of dried beef, shredded beef, you know, there's no seasoning to this at all, but it's protein.
Mhm.
You know, you want to carry some of that, some sort of protein, anyways. So I got napkin part there. This is something I've carried for probably 20 years or longer. And this is brain tan elk hide, is what this is. Let's see if I can pull this out. Yeah, figures. Sorry, I made a mess, Amy.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, I do. But this is a fire starter kit. There's char cloth in there. This is some of that jute I was talking about. It's cut in short lengths. This is a piece of it, probably about 25, 30 foot long. But it's great. You take and all you do is you sit and just fray it, just as small as you can fray it, for making a fire. Oh, where'd all everything go? Where's that?
Have you seen those little square burning cubes?
Actually,
Have
yeah.
you seen those?
Yeah.
You actually, oh, you got them too.
There's some round ones.
Huh.
All right.
Do you recommend those over?
These will burn for I think 9 minutes per little cube. I mean, if you can get them started. I haven't tried starting them with flint and steel or anything like that because you may not always have a lighter or something like that. But yeah, no, if you can get one of these burning, that'll help you get a fire started. You know, in 9 minutes. That's going to dry out a lot of tinder. I also carry. This is a butane lighter. You know. But this is flint and steel. If anybody ever wants to learn how to start fire this way, I mean, we can. Piece of that over there. But I can teach how to do that as well. But the thing is, you want to keep it dry because what I've got. This in here, and I've got more of it in the thing. This is char cloth, and all that is pure cotton, like an old cotton t-shirt, underwear, something like that. You just stick it in a can. You can use a can like this. Stick it in there, seal it down, and poke a hole in the top of it. Toss it in a fire. And as soon as it stops, you know, it'll start rolling smoke out that hole. As soon as it stops smoking out the top of that hole, pull it off. But don't open it. Let it set 45 minutes. Let it cool off. And then you'll have char cloth. And then that stuff, you know, you can take a small piece like this, and with that flint and steel, that'll catch. You can get a fire going with that and that jute that I've got in there. And I'll tell you how fast I can do that. Like I said, I do historical reenacting and stuff like that. Some of the shoots that I go to, there's a tiebreaker section of that. You have to set a trap, and it's just a single spring trap. It's real easy to set. Set that and start a fire, and I can do it in 6 seconds. Set the trap and start the fire.
Wow.
Right, and that's not just getting a spark on that. That's flame.
Wow.
Yeah.
The char cloth is
Well,
can-
all that char cloth is it's a way to get the spark. You know, when I struck that, you seen the spark come off that, and what's sparking is the steel, and it's coming off and it's heating up. All that char cloth does is catch that spark and transfer it to the cloth or the jute, and that's what.
and the jute has been frayed, so it's just
Right.
like
It's just they call it a bird's nest by the time you get it.
bird's nest. Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, if anybody ever wants to learn how to do that, we can pick a nice day outside and, you know, I can teach how to do
Start
that.
fires.
We can start fires all day long. I'll teach you how to make all the stuff. Now I also carry pair of binoculars, this is actually a rangefinder, but I usually carry a pair of small binoculars. You know, because you never know. If you're trying to get home, but you're walking up on something, you know, you see something off in the distance, you don't want to walk in and just run across somebody, you know. You want to be able to sneak in if you have to. I usually carry a couple of knives with me. This has got the water bladder in it. The first aid kits, I won't go into those, I don't guess, tonight too much, unless you guys want to. They're just a basic, all that is I ordered that off of Amazon. It come with the tourniquet and everything in it, and I think I gave, I don't know, it was under $50 for it. I mean, they're good to have.
What kind of first aid is it for wounds or?
It's just basic first aid, you know, small cuts. You're not going to stitch somebody up. Honestly, you know, it's a good skill to learn, stitching, you know, how to stitch somebody up. But out in the field, you're not going to do it. I mean, you know, get it stopped bleeding and get them to the hospital. That's, you know, because, you know, we're not doctors.
And do we fear that maybe?
If you do,
This is what I fear. I fear that that they're going to enforce the vaccine, which is where I'm drawing the line. One of the places I'm drawing the line.
I do too.
I fear that hospital will not be an option for me.
That's the reason I said it's a good skill to learn.
Yeah.
But I mean, just as an everyday thing, you know, if you're by yourself trying to get bug out someplace, you're not going to stitch yourself up. You can't do it. I mean, it's just, I mean, I shouldn't say you can't do it. Somebody with enough determination probably could. Honestly, if I was going to depend on that, I would buy the stapler. You can work that either hand for stitching it up. It works just the same. I mean, if it's something that super glue. I mean, I've gone to the doctor thinking I needed stitches and it'd be, you know, pretty good gash and pretty deep. Oh, you just squirt some super glue in there and I put a steri strip over it.
Is there a
And
specific?
that's it.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is there a specific stapler that you would buy for stitching?
Actually, what's the name of that place? You can get it through a veterinary
So
catalog.
they have medical staplers or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
And you can get them through, you know, like I said, offline. They're cheap. They're not very expensive, but easy to use by yourself. You know, you can work that either hand. You know, that would be my recommendation on something like that. This here, it's a rocket stove, and I tell you what, I can boil water on this thing after I get it put up, and I started with just some leaves and a lighter, of course. But, pieces falling out. Shouldn't be falling out. But this thing here, it was like $30. But I boil water in less than 6 minutes on this thing.
Wow.
In that copper kettle. I mean, and it, very little smoke. I just took a handful of leaves, put down in there, and then I started dropping sticks in on top of it. And in a matter of a few minutes, I had water going. So, I mean, these are nice. I'd never owned one before, and I go, man, I gotta get that out and try it. So, let's see. I don't think there's anything else for it. Any other questions? Do you want to watch the videos? What you thoughts? Gripes? Complaints?
How do you pack it? Like, what do you, I don't know, take into consideration how you put stuff in there, or is there a certain order?
I don't. I try to keep my food in one area. Like you seen, I had a lot of the food stuck in this, with the exception of the rag. I can take the rag out. I mean, you know, you can take and wear that around your neck. It doesn't matter. Matter of fact, when I'm doing my historical races and stuff, I probably wouldn't carry that rag. I've got one that's a triangle. It's actually square, folded in half, or triangle, but it's probably 3 foot by 3 foot, a yard of material. And it serves a lot of different purposes. In the 1700s, they used them for tourniquets. They use them for slings. Use it for wiping their face, cleaning their dishes, and they just wash it off wash it out every so often. But I try to keep my food, you know, in one general area. This maybe a half a pound, but I carry coffee, tea, sugar, creamer. I've got another tin like this. I carry when I'm doing my races, and it's got spices, you know, just comfort stuff, you know, salt, pepper, garlic, things like that. But if I'm bugging out, I ain't too worried about comfort. I'm just trying to get to where I'm going. Hopefully I've got everything I need there. But as far as like for fire, carry 3-4 different sources. You know, carry a lighter, carry one in your bag, an extra one. If you can do it with flint steel, carry that, and a backup. I mean, because if you can't start a fire if it's cold, like out here right now, it's damp and cold. If you get out there and get cold, hypothermia set in. You know, that fire is an important thing. That and water. Food, you can last a long time without food. Water and fire, when it's cold out, you can't. And it's just my opinion. You know, everybody's got different opinions on that. Let me get some of this cleared off.
Ben, you might have said this, but what do you carry? Do you carry anything to purify water?
Yeah, I carry that that light straw that I was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
okay.
And I'm trying to remember where I picked mine up at. Actually, I picked it up at Burns Army Surplus over out of Rolla. There at Doolittle. They've got a lot of that stuff over there. Not necessarily the cheapest place to get stuff, but they do have it. Yeah, see, I was looking for a lighter for later. There's one there. I keep it in my mess kit, so that's another thing. You can carry one in there.
Do you make any changes to your bags due to seasons?
Yes. A winter bag is, compared to a summer bag, because you know, I'm going to carry different clothing in them. You know, summer you're maybe a jacket, you know, your rain jacket. Winter you're going to carry wool socks, stuff like that, stuff to stay warm. You know, an extra pair of gloves. You know, keep them in your bag, separate from what you carry in your car normally. Because in an emergency, if you're getting out of your car in a hurry, you're not going to be thinking, I got to get in the glove box and get this out, and I got to get that out. You know, keep what you need in those bags, so that way if you're going, you know, you're not leaving your car for just go on I'm going to leave my car here and walk away. It's not one of those things. You're doing it for a reason. And that would be my recommendations on that. Carry an extra pair of shoes. You know, keep it close to your bag. You know, you don't want to put them in your bag necessarily because it takes up a lot of room, but you could tie them to the bag. You know, whoops, if I don't fall over here. A lot of times I carry a hammock with a mosquito net. And they're light, get you off the ground. Because if you're sleeping flat on the ground, you know, you lose a lot of body heat through to the ground. You want to get yourself up off the ground as much as possible. But there's a guy here in one of the videos I'll show you here in a minute. He's a Green Beret, and he's probably one of the smartest men I know as far as about packing his stuff and everything. But I'll let you watch the video, and you know, you guys can determine what you think on that.
I'm gonna not record.
Huh?
I'm gonna not record somebody
yeah,
else's
you don't
YouTube
wanna-
video.
I want to do that.
Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that whenever.
alright.
I mean,